Forced to return to a homeland most have never set foot in before. Afghan families clamber into colourful trucks. Possessions piled high. They've been ordered out of Pakistan, having lived here for generations.
Does your family still have anything in Afghanistan?
कुछ भी नहीं है खानदान के पास घर वगैरह किधर से आ जाएगा ज़मीन है वो भी बंजर ज़मीन है
तो आप समझते हैं कि ये नाइंसाफ़ी हो रहा है आपके साथ?
सरासर नाइंसाफ़ी हो रहा है ये किस कानून में ऐसा है कि एक बंदा पैदा हो जाए किसी मुल्क में आप 5 साल गुजारो आपको नेशनलिटी मिलती है हमारे वालिद लोग आए हुए 40-50 साल से हम पैदा इधर हुए हमें नेशनलिटी नहीं दे रहा हमें यहाँ से जो है ना निकाला जा रहा है
Close to 150,000 Afghans have left the country in the past month following a mass deportation campaign. This transit camp close to the Afghan border, their last stop before a final bitter goodbye to their adopted homeland. Zulfikar was born in Pakistan, so was his father. Years of hard work here to afford small luxuries now amount to nothing.
How are you feeling today?
बस आज तो हम बहुत बुरा महसूस कर रहे हैं जी दिन भी बहुत खफा है अभी अगर हम आए हैं तो हमने ज़िंदगी में अपना गाँव नहीं देखा
For some here, there is a glimmer of pride in a nation they've never seen. But Pakistan has been home to around 3 million Afghan refugees, dating back to the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Now 800,000 have had their temporary resident permits revoked by the government. They're returning along the Khyber Pass. Another 1.3 million could be told to leave this summer. They arrive at the chaotic Torkham border crossing between the two countries.
Every day, 1,000, 2,000 Afghans at least are being deported or forced by the conditions here to cross back into Afghanistan. And Pakistani officials say they're planning on further intensifying the crackdown.
Police have launched regular raids searching for Afghans. Fear has pushed many others to leave before they're detained. This is what awaits them across the border in Afghanistan. Tent camps overseen by the Taliban government. The country no longer racked by war, but still desperately poor. Women and girls paying the price for peace, barred by the Taliban from even attending secondary school. Back in Pakistan, we meet Gulnaz. Born and raised in Peshawar, she hopes to become a journalist. But her resident permit has now been cancelled and she fears being deported.
دوی کله وایي چې د شپې بچا پوي دوی کله وایي چې د ورځې بچا پوي د ټایم یې نه وي معلوم په دې کې زموږ کورنۍ ډېره زیاته د تاثیر لاندې راغلې ده.
She struggled hard to gain an education here, but in the Taliban's Afghanistan, there'd be no chance to study further or to work.
زموږ کوم ارمانونه دي چې کوم موږ لیدلي دي چې موږ به ایجوکیشن کوو خپل تعلیم به کوو خپل زده کړې به حاصلو هغې نه بعد به دې یو مقام ته موږ رسیږو او دا زموږ پر مخ باندې وتړلی شي نو ظاهره خبره ده چې موږ ته به ډېر زیات بد احساس کېږي.
The deportation campaign has its supporters as well as some critics in Pakistan. But unlike the West, this is not a policy driven by grassroots voter concerns. It's part of murky diplomatic wranglings. Ever since the Taliban takeover in Afghanistan 4 years ago, Pakistan has seen a rise in attacks by jihadist groups, based officials say in Afghanistan. That's despite Pakistan having supported the Taliban's rise to power. Afghan refugees have become pawns in this cynical chess game. Their deportation widely seen as Pakistan's attempt to pressure the Taliban into acting against the militants. Senator Talal Chowdhury is spearheading the deportations.
Isn't the reality here that these Afghans are paying the price for a failed Pakistani state policy, which was to help bring the Afghan Taliban back into power in Afghanistan. Now that they're there, though, they're not playing ball with Pakistan. And so these Afghan refugees are being used as leverage.
ये बिल्कुल ऐसी बात नहीं है। देखिए, ये हमारे मेहमान थे। बहुत कुछ पाकिस्तान ने इनके ऊपर इन्वेस्ट किया है और जितना हमारे पे हमारे रिसोर्सेज थे उससे भी ज़्यादा, और अभी भी इनको मेहमानों की तरह इनके घर वापस छोड़ने जा रहे हैं।
Can it be right, though, to deport Afghans who lived here for decades, many of them who were born here?
कोई इधर रहे लेकिन वीज़ा पे आए, पासपोर्ट पे आए, इलीगल, विदाउट एनी डॉक्यूमेंट, विदाउट एनी लॉफुल डॉक्यूमेंट्स, तो यहाँ पर बहुत सारे कनेक्शंस जो हैं वो अफ़गान शहरियों के टेररिज्म से, नारकोटिक्स, सो ये सारी चीज़ें भी हमें देखना पड़ती हैं।
For all the fears and concerns they have about what life will be like for them, the vast majority of Afghans being sent back from Pakistan at the moment aren't worried about facing political persecution by the Taliban. But hundreds of thousands of other Afghans fled here after the Taliban came to power, including outspoken human rights activists. They fear their life is in danger if they're forced back. They're now living in hiding.
Non-car Azadi. We are the girls from Afghanistan, or the forgotten ones of the world.
Nadia and her sisters were women's rights activists in Afghanistan. Fearing deportation, they now spend their days inside this apartment. They fled to Pakistan after being arrested by the Taliban last year.
They told us if you have any activities against us again, we will kill all of you.
But you continued your activism even after being released.
We can leave Afghanistan and we came to Pakistan, and we feel that we are safe here a little, and we can raise our voice for other girls in Afghanistan that they couldn't.
The sisters have continued to take part in protests in Pakistan. Like many more recent arrivals, they're in a fearful state of limbo. Their visas are still valid, but have to be renewed each month. They were once detained for deportation, but escaped after paying a bribe.
It was very painful.
Yeah.
She was just a kid, and
The family was hoping to resettle in America, but President Trump abruptly suspended refugee admissions to the US.
Do you feel the international community is forgotten about people like you?
they just told us that we are so sad for Afghan refugees and for Afghan women and girls, but they didn't do anything for us.
This border has seen waves of Afghans flow back and forth over the past 50 years. Propelled by conflicts and policies, they have little power to influence. Now these families will begin trying to rebuild their fragile lives in a home they've never known.